Welcome back into the Nesson Digital Studios. Courtney Cox here with Mike Cole, and that means it's time for predictions. Last week we did AFC. This week we're going to do NFC, and we're going to set it up the same way. Never eat soggy waffles was my way. You had something?
Never eat shredded wheat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't know why.
All right, so let's jump right into it. Let's start with the North.
All right, with the North, I'm going to go with the Packers. I think that's the obvious pick, especially with what we've seen in the preseason, a lot of injuries across that division. I think you take the best player in the NFC at least, Aaron Rodgers, and that's obviously a pretty good starting point. But they also got better on the defense. Through the draft, they drafted Kevin King out of Washington. They also got better offensively. Got Martellus Bennett. That's going to be a big point for them, both in terms of the pass offense and with his run blocking. So I think they're actually better than they were last year, and they kind of underperformed last year, but I think that they're just in a much better position to succeed early and often than they were last year.
All right, I like that one. Now let's move to the East.
Yeah, with the East, I'm going to go with the Giants. This one's a tough one. I think the Cowboys, especially if Ezekiel Elliott is able to find a way to get his suspension either reduced or even overturned, then they're still going to be a threat. I just see them kind of taking a step backwards. That defense isn't very good. The offensive line lost a couple pieces as well. And again, there's like a natural regression there for them. But the Giants going out and getting Brandon Marshall, I think, should give them a chance to be a little bit better offensively, although they have struggled in the preseason to score any points at all, which could be an issue. I like that defense, though. They don't play a very tough schedule. I like the Giants.
All right, well, we'll see how they fare against the Patriots. Obviously not the Patriots that we'll probably see in the regular season, but on Thursday we'll see them at Gillette taking on the Giants. All right, now that means the South.
Yeah, with the South, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
This was a tough one. Obviously, Super Bowl hangover is real, according to some people at least. Losing Kyle Shanahan is going to hurt, but I think there's just so many weapons on that offense. Also, last year they played a pretty tough schedule in terms of pass defenses. Sure, they're playing a tough schedule this year as a first-place schedule, but the opposing defenses actually goes down in competition, ranks of competition this year. So I think they're still going to their points. I think that's enough. I love their first-round pick, Tack McKinley as well. It's going to help that pass rush. So I like the Falcons to kind of, maybe not be as good as they were last year, but still hold a stranglehold in the South.
All right, and then last but certainly not least, the West.
The West, who cares? It's a mess. I don't like this division at all. Actually, most of my playoff teams, if you get to play the West this year, I'm picking you to go to the playoffs. But I'm going to take the Seahawks. I just think that that defense is so good, and being able to take on the Rams and the 49ers twice a year helps. Earl Thomas, when he went down last year, that defense was just a shadow of what they've been in the last few years. He's back this year and better than ever, according to who you talk to. So I like that Seahawks defense to kind of carry them despite their offensive line issues.
Well, you're talking about defense for the Seahawks, but 4 for 4, you've got pretty great quarterbacks across the board. Let's also talk wild card.
Yeah, you want to talk wild card, you want to talk quarterbacks? Let's go with the Carolina Panthers. Last year, according to Sharp Football Analysis, they played the 23rd toughest pass defense schedule. So they played a lot of good pass defenses is what I'm saying. This year, according to Sharp, they're up to second easiest. So I think you're going to see a nice bounce back from Cam Newton. I love the addition of Christian McCaffrey. That defense is pretty good as long as Luke Kuechly stays healthy. I like a nice bounce back here for a team that probably underachieved last year. Okay. Oh, and for my second wild card, I like the Arizona Cardinals. Again, talking about the West, how bad it is. The Cardinals get those 4 games against the Rams and the 49ers. I think this is going to be an improved team. Again, I like the schedule, the fact that they play, I think, 4 of their last 6 at home. That's going to be huge for them, especially for a team that plays in a dome. You don't want to be going on the road that time of year. Carson Palmer, I still think he's got a little bit left at least. And again, you look at David Johnson, one of the best running backs in all of football. So, I think all the signs point to them also having a bounce back year.
All right, well, great stuff from Mike. As always, you can follow along with him on Twitter at Mike Cole Nesson. But now we're going to send it to our guy, Ricky Doyle, for some show and tell.